Not the big fat teacher that screams because she hasn't had any fucking dick. Soy Boy's dad goes to work, and when he comes home, he sits and watches TV, eats chips, and does nothing else all day. He doesn't spend any quality time with his kids, and as a result, he leaves them with no father figure. When he gets mad, he starts shouting and hitting his kids. What's going on, man? And poor little Soy Boy grows up in a very unsafe environment. A child shouldn't live like this. Greek guy dad has his own business, which means that he has as much free time as possible to spend quality time with his own son, the Greek guy. And now they have the best quality life. Before Greek guy dad had his own family, he studied human psychology in order to know how to deal with his kids misbehaving and know how to treat it without causing them any trauma, leading to a happier, healthier life. He plays with them daily, he does sports with them, and teaches them how to be greater men and how to benefit society with their presence. What an amazing father. So let me tell you a story about my dad. Back in 2008, when the Greek financial crisis happened, everyone was scared. So was my father. He thought that if he didn't work hard enough, he wouldn't put food on the table. And that's why my dad spent 12 hours a day or even more in his school teaching people in order to make a healthy back, so me and my brother would have everything we wanted throughout these difficult times. And I'm very grateful for that. My dad didn't want me to suffer as much as he did, because when my dad was a child, his father, my grandpa, made him work in his business. My grandpa produced coffee for all the local shops in Heraklion, and someone needed to carry all these bags of coffee. This was my dad's and my uncle's job, which was grueling, and I understand his desire for me to not go through this. Well, this doesn't mean that I never had to work. Quite the opposite, actually. I started working since I was 12. Every summer, I went to my uncle's dry cleaning store and I spent some of my time there, and also in the fields and stuff. And don't get me wrong, my dad provided me with the things that I wanted, but I still had to work for some of my stuff. Like my computer. I worked for my computer day and night. I did everything I could to gather up the money to build my own computer. However, I wish my father was more present in my life. The thing is, he worked on the afternoons and nights, and I was at school in the morning, so we didn't really have that much time to bond. I wish we could have done some activities together, like some kind of sport, or him taking me for a father-son adventure. And I don't have any resentment for him in my heart. I love him dearly. He tried his best to be a better father than his father. And that's what I'm aiming to do as well with my kids, when I have kids. If you have a similar story and you would like to share it, feel free to make a comment sharing your story, or if you need help and want to share it, but you're not comfortable sharing it to the entire internet, feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's the first link in the description. So why is it so difficult for people to have a normal, healthy family and for fathers to be able to spend quality time with their children? What's going on behind it? Well, I'll tell you why. So, have you ever thought about the secret of keeping a society healthy and happy without any conflicts, any crime, and none of the modern issues we face today? It's the power of a healthy nuclear family. And the family is like an army. And how can you dissolve an army and beat it? You take out its leader. And the leader is the father in this situation. When a kid grows up without a father, it's like a soldier without a leader. Okay, they can exist, but they don't have any purpose. They don't know what to do. They need guidance. And the one who is supposed to provide all this guidance is missing. Now, George, what about the mother, man? Can the mother guide? That's an interesting point you make. Unfortunately, a mother cannot guide her son in the ways of the masculine. Because she is not masculine, she is feminine. That's how mothers teach their daughters to behave and grow. Now I need you to remember, how many times did your mom, when you were little, told you, oh no, don't do that, oh no, stay away from there, it's dangerous, you shouldn't do it. Stay close to me. I want to be able to see you. No, don't go too far. And why did you want to explore these new things? Why did you want to go far? Why did you want to touch this specific thing? Because you're curious. That's the whole point of the masculine. We want to explore. We want to feel free. Don't get me wrong. Women have masculine as well, but not to the level of the men. And now that your mother puts you in this bubble, you cannot be a proper man because you haven't grown up as a masculine boy in order to become a masculine man. Now you have to learn it all from scratch. That's why we have so many soy boys. And I was a complete soy boy. Because my mother taught me, oh, you shouldn't do these things. They are risky. You'll get hurt. And I was scared. She was right. Some of the things that I wanted to do was like risky and I could have gotten hurt. But failing and getting hurt is part of the process of becoming a better person, of growing. And I didn't get to experience these things. Now that I have more masculine friends, we can do stuff that are a bit more risky. Like going and climbing a mountain. My mother would have said, oh, but what if you fall? What if you get hurt? What if you scrape your knee? Well, I can't enjoy the view from the bottom. I need to climb to the top to see the whole view. How else am I going to do that? Now that I told you why they are trying to destroy the nuclear family by taking off its core member, the father, I need to let you know how they do it. The people at the top that they want to control us, the puppet masters as we can call them, they have used their specific tools so cleverly in order for you to not even realize that they are using any of the tricks that they do. First of all, they make the economy trash. Have you noticed that the middle class is starting to fade away? People are either rich or poor. The middle class is slowly becoming a thing of the past. People struggle to pay for their food. People work 2 and 3 jobs in order to provide for their children, for them to get a proper education, for them to go and play a sport. There are minimum wages to prices that have skyrocketed. A house that costed back in the day like 40 grand now costs up to 200 grand. That's 5 times more. And what about the wages? Oh yeah, the wages have increased about 1.5% every year. In about, a fucking millennium, you will be able to own a house, maybe, or not. I don't know, maybe the interest rates will go even higher, which they'll probably do. And where does that lead us? The parents need to work so much in order to provide that they don't have any time to spend with their children. And who teaches all of these kids how they are supposed to think, how they're supposed to act? The school system. And guess who funds the school system? The puppet masters themselves. Now the big fat teacher that screams because she hasn't had any fucking dick for the last 20 fucking years will start taking all of her anger issues and all of her insecurities and complex PTSD and stuff out to your child because she hasn't had a good day and your kid didn't want to stop giggling because he's a boy, and all of the bullshit rules of modern day education. The education system hasn't changed for like 200 years. It's supposed to produce factory workers, not people who can think freely. So yeah, that's one of the tools. Then the puppet masters decide to get completely rid of traditional values. When there's an eclipse of traditional values, how can a society stand? When the father is not the leader of the house, there's disorientation, there's confusion. What we're supposed to do. So yay, feminism, okay. Yeah, you go girl. Yeah, no more husband for me. I'm a strong, independent woman. Yeah. Yeah, I'll raise my own kid. I don't need no man to tell me what to do. Have you noticed that 80 to 90% of criminals who are in jail come from a single parent household which was run by a woman? And yay, I'll put my career first. I don't need to settle. I don't need to get married. And yay, I'll have kids when I'm 40, when I'm done with my career, and I have a lot of money. And yeah, I don't know if you missed basic high school biology, but the older you get, the more chances your kid has to develop cognitive issues, or let's say Down syndrome. Like when a woman reaches around 40 years old, there's one innate chances that the baby is born with Down syndrome, compared to like 20 something, which is 1 in 10,000. And I'm not saying that you should have kids at 20, because you probably are too immature to have kids at that point. But how would you feel if I told you that you put an insignificant amount of money first, which they already print money out of thin air, so it's completely useless and worthless in the long run. You risk your kid to have autism, Down syndrome, and all the other diseases because you wanted 100 grand more, which you probably have already spent because you're in debt. You took out a mortgage, or you took out a student loan. Nowadays, you have women sleeping around with other men. I mean, everybody can do whatever they want with their body, but okay, now that your woman has like 5 to 6 other bodies on her, and you dissatisfy her one day in bed, and she keeps on thinking about her ex who could make her come like 12 times during a sex session, and now she's thinking about going back to him. And now having a family is more difficult than ever because the divorce rates are so high and men don't want to get married because bitches will take half of their things. And how can you have a proper family and have a proper society when people don't want to get married and don't want to have kids? So now you are even more controlled by the puppet masters. Congratulations, you dug your own hole and you fell in it. And there's no saving unless we as a society and we as men decide to take things in our own hands and become better people and build some fucking character. Now the soy boys might say, okay, but there are men who had a lot of women, they had plenty of women. What does that make them? That makes them a hoe. They are a male hoe. It doesn't take a fucking scientist to magically explain what I'm talking about. They are still a hoe. So you have two options. The first option is you can go with as many women you want, degenerate, disgusting women who don't have anything beside their beauty. And trust me, when you go with beautiful women, you realize that, okay, she's beautiful, but doesn't she have any substance at all? Like, you get disgusted after that. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've experienced beautiful, but okay, can you hold down a conversation? Can we talk for like 30 minutes without you scrolling or looking at your phone? I've been with beautiful women. You can like go and make out, fuck them, do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you don't have anything to talk about. Some of them are completely brain dead. They cannot hold down a conversation, even if their life depended on it. And can you wife them up? No, you can't. How can you run a fucking household when the other person can't even think for themselves? Like, imagine this scenario. You have gone around and slept with so many women, and congratulations, man, you're a stud. More like you're a male hoe, but anyways. And you found the one. You settled. You've had a family, and now you're coming back home from work. But you made the wrong choice, and your woman is brain dead completely. She might be beautiful, but she's stupid as fuck. You come home. Hey, baby, how was work? Yeah, it was kind of difficult. What's for dinner? Oh, I didn't cook anything. What do you mean you didn't cook anything? You were home all day. I'm starving. Well, you have hands, you have legs. Go make something for yourself. Or go and order some takeout. I don't care, I'm not making food for you. Okay, whatever you say. What about the kids? Have they done their homework? Have they done their activities for today? Oh, well, why should I care? They are responsible for their own selves. Don't care about them. Bitch, what do you mean you don't care about them? You're their parent. This will be your reality if you don't stop masturbating and you don't fix your mental health. Because if you don't fix your mental health, you won't be a proper human. You won't be able to like think straight. You will settle for less because nobody loves you, or that's what you think. And you'll settle for the lowest amount of love you can find, the cheapest, most degraded, form of love you can find. But there is hope. We can stand up to the puppet masters and we can go and become better men. And how will we do this? We use our time. We are young men. We still have some time before we have kids. And that's why we need to use it wisely. You are probably a young man like me. I'm a 19-year-old from Greece. You are maybe, let's say, a 14-year-old or a 17-year-old from England or Belgium or Bangladesh. We still have our 20s ahead of us. I want you to picture this scenario where you have your own business. You made all the money that you need in order to raise a happy and healthy family. You've made enough money to hire your own tutors in order to teach your children the basic stuff that they need, and then you can spend all of the time you want with them. Go for a hike, go and do martial arts together, do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, let's say, with your son. Spend a good amount of time with your daughter so she learns how much you love her, so she doesn't need to go run to fucking disgusting men to look for love. Prepare yourself and save your own children. Save your daughter from the creepy men that will want to take advantage of her. Save your son from spending his precious time going after gold diggers or going after like hoes so he can get some sort of fulfillment. Now, in order to build your own business, you need to build your own self. And the way to do this is like, go read books. I remember back in 2022 when I read The Way of the Superior Man. This helped take me from being a fucking soy boy to starting becoming like the Greek guy. Now I understand how the masculine works. I understand how to fulfill my purpose and to find my own purpose, which is helping people becoming better. I don't want to let people go through what I've been, have almost suicidal thoughts, because nobody taught them how to be a better person and how to be a better man. And after you've put all of this fucking hard work and effort in building yourself, and you've attracted the perfect woman, the one that has all the characteristics you want, both on the outside and the inside. She's the perfect mom. And now you have kids. Imagine yourself being their superhero in their eyes. Imagine them thinking that you are Superman. You've built all this muscle, and now you can even press a fucking log above your head. And your kids are like, wow, my dad is strong. And then going to their friends and telling them, my dad is stronger than yours. He can lift a log above his head, and he can run as fast as a cheetah. He can beat your dad. Doesn't that excite you? Doesn't that make you want to be the best you can ever be? So your kids can be finally happy, and so you can heal all this generational trauma that has been stored in your family and passed through generations because your ancestors didn't know better. I know this is hard and this takes years. And after many years, you might feel that you're not still ready. Nobody is prepared for life and its own challenges. This might sound completely like horrific. Like, you never know if one day like you're crossing a road and a car hits you and you become paralyzed. You cannot be prepared for that. Nobody is. And nobody will be. But that doesn't mean yet that you don't go out. If everyone was scared that something might happen to them, we wouldn't leave our beds. So yeah, go and prepare to become the best father you can be. This is hard, but it's the ultimate challenge for a man. How to become the best father you can be. And I know that some of you might not want to start a family. And that's completely okay. I'm not able to force you to like have kids and a happy family if you don't want to. I mean, why wouldn't you? But anyways. But if you've watched this far through the video and you still don't take action in order to become a better father, and then you have kids and you abuse them because you are unprepared, yeah, you have failed as a man. If this video started a spark in you and you want to become a better father, and you think that someone else needs to hear this, share this video with them. And as always, don't forget to love yourself, and peace. Mwah.